Welcome to Discover Journey, where we dive deep into the weirdest and wildest corners of global street food. Today, we're peeling back the layers and legs of the dirtiest, ugliest, and most bizarre dishes the world has to offer. From fried bugs and termite stew to sheep heads that stare back at you, this journey isn't just about food, it's about courage. Grab your forks or your nerves, because things are about to get unsettlingly delicious. Number 1. Mopane worms. Welcome to the gritty reality of Mopane worms, Southern Africa's caterpillar cuisine that's as fascinating as it is revolting. Picture this: fat, writhing larvae clinging to Mopane tree leaves, their segmented bodies glistening in the relentless African sun. Locals harvest them with bare hands, pulling these squishy creatures from their dusty homes, often with bits of dirt and tree sap tagging along for the ride. Hygiene? Let's just say it's more of an afterthought. Now comes the prep work: gutting. Yes, these worms are squeezed like grotesque tubes of toothpaste to remove their slimy insides before being boiled or sun-dried, surrounded by swarms of flies. The smell? Imagine wet leaves mixed with decay. When cooked, they're chewy, earthy, and suspiciously nutty, with a texture that screams, "You're eating a bug." Yet, Mopane worms are a beloved snack, because if you can stomach the thought, they're packed with protein and local pride, though maybe not the cleanest kind. Would you dare? Number 2. Goat intestines, mutura. All right, food adventurers, grab your aprons. It's time to wrestle with some goat intestines. First, let's head to the butcher, or if you're feeling really hardcore, butcher the goat yourself. Make sure to get those long, slimy tubes fresh from the source. Don't mind the smell. It's all part of the authentic experience. Next up, cleaning. This part's a team-building exercise. Grab the intestines, flip them inside out, and scrub away the unmentionables. Use plenty of water, salt, and maybe a prayer or two, because the aroma of raw intestines is memorable. Don't worry, the flavor payoff is worth the effort, or so they say. Now chop the intestines into bite-sized pieces and toss them on a smoky grill. As the fat drips into the fire, it releases a pungent, gamey scent that's both mouth-watering and mildly alarming. Flip them until they're golden brown and crispy on the outside. Finally, it's time to eat. The first bite is chewy, with a slightly rubbery texture, followed by an intense, earthy flavor that might make you question your life choices. But add some chili, salt, or lime, and suddenly, you're part of a centuries-old culinary tradition. So, what do you think? Delicious or a dare gone too far? Either way, we did it together. Fried grasshoppers. All right, team, let's fry up some grasshoppers. First, grab your bug-catching net and head out to the fields. These little hoppers love hanging out in the tall grass, leaping joyfully through the dirt and occasionally munching on things we'd rather not think about. Catch a few handfuls. Don't worry about the bits of mud and mystery debris clinging to their tiny legs. We're going for authenticity here. Now it's time to prep. Toss the grasshoppers into a bowl. Watch out for any last-minute escape attempts and heat up a sizzling pan of oil. As you drop them in, the smell of hot oil mixed with earthy bug essence fills the air. Stir them around until their little legs crisp up like the world's weirdest potato chips. Sprinkle on some salt and chili powder to mask the lingering aroma of grassy dirt. Now let's dig in. Take a bite and feel the satisfying crunch of their exoskeleton, followed by an oddly nutty flavor with just a hint of soil. Careful, those spindly legs have a way of sticking in your teeth, like a not-so-subtle reminder of what you're eating. Delicious or disturbing? That's for you to decide. But hey, we made this together, so it's all part of the fun. Who's ready for seconds? Number 4. Sheep's head. Smiley. All right, brave chefs, it's time to tackle the ultimate face-off, the sheep's head. First, head down to your local market, or farm if you're feeling extra authentic. Grab a sheep's head, complete with eyes, teeth, and all the other parts you usually try not to think about when eating. It's staring at you? Perfect. That means it's fresh. Step 1. Torch the hair off the skin. No fancy tools? No problem. A blowtorch, an open flame, or even a campfire will do. The smell? Let's just call it uniquely rustic. Next, rinse it off. Quickly, because honestly, how clean can it get? And toss it into a pot of boiling water or onto a grill. Watch as the fat sizzles, the eyeballs start to glaze over, and the aroma of smoky meat mingles with a hint of barnyard. Now, let's plate it up. Start with the cheeks, surprisingly tender, and work your way to the tongue, which is, dare I say, the pièce de résistance. The eyeballs? Don't worry. We're in this together. Pop one in and experience the squishy burst of fatty, gelatinous texture. Smiley might not look pretty, but hey, nothing says street food adventure like staring your dinner in the face. So who's ready for a bite? Or are you still gathering your courage? Number 5. Akpan, fermented millet porridge. All right, adventurers of flavor, grab your spoons. It's time to tackle Akpan. First, hen natural. Once the fermentation magic, or mischief, is done, the grains are ground into a paste and cooked into a slimy, sour porridge. The smell? A pungent blend of sour milk, damp earth, and something that vaguely reminds you of feet after a long day. Now for the taste test. Take a spoonful, don't be shy. The texture is slippery, almost gelatinous, with a tangy flavor that hits you like a slap of vinegar to the tongue. Locals pair it with a sprinkle of sugar or spicy pepper sauce because, hey, why not add a little fire to the funk? Akpan isn't just food, it's an experience, a testament to survival, creativity, and questionable fermentation practices. So what do you say? A second bite or a quick exit? Either way, we've conquered this fermented frontier together. Number 6. Termite stew. Termite stew, let's roll up our sleeves and dive into this muddy madness together. First, we're heading straight to the termite towers. Grab a stick, crack open their crumbly dirt castles, and dig in with your hands. Don't mind the squirming piles of bugs and that earthy smell of damp decay. You might get some dirt under your nails, but hey, that's part of the charm, right? Now bring your catch to the pot. Toss those little dirt munchers straight in. Don't worry about rinsing them too much. A little extra earthiness never hurt anyone. Watch as the pot bubbles away, releasing steam that smells like wet firewood and yesterday's regrets. Stir it up and admire the swirl of legs, antennae, and who knows what else. Grab a spoon, take a big bite, and crunch through the delicious texture of mushy exteriors and surprise crunches like oatmeal, but with built-in decorations. See? Together, we've made termite stew, a true masterpiece of survival cuisine. So who's ready for seconds? Or should we just let the termites reclaim their title as nature's number 3? And that's where we'll pause. Not because we're out of weird foods, but because we need time to mentally and physically digest what we've just experienced. Let's be real, some of these dishes might stick with us longer than we'd like, both in memory and maybe even in smell. What about you? Are you brave enough to give any of these a try? Or are you still recovering from the idea of termite stew? Tell us in the comments. Would you eat it or run screaming in the opposite direction? And hey, if you've already tried something even scarier, we definitely want to know about it.